Hey guys, I'm not in the shack today. I'm actually outside because I want to try a bit of a messy reaction. We had a party yesterday and some of these Sour Patch Kids were left over, so I thought I would toss them in some sulfuric acid and see what happens. Because, quite frankly, what else would you do with leftover candy? I'm doing this reaction over an aluminum splash tray to catch any acid that spills out. Since aluminum isn't very acid resistant, I have coated it in a layer of baking soda. Anyway, I have the soon-to-be-obliterated blobs of sugary goodness in a beaker, and now I am adding the sulfuric acid, which I bought as Liquid Fire brand drain cleaner. At first, absolutely nothing happens. The beaker is still cold, there's no apparent color change, and the candy is still completely intact. I just added some water to react with the acid and produce heat, which will hopefully speed up the reaction. After a few minutes, the mixture is starting to turn black and is developing a layer of foam on the top. It actually kind of looks like root beer, but it probably doesn't taste as good. Now the beaker is extremely hot and we're starting to see the porous carbon rising out of the top. At this point, I tried to stir it up with a plastic spoon, but you can see how that went. After a lot of stirring and waiting, we're starting to get a pretty lame carbon pillar. Although this one is much more alien-like and disgusting than what you get from pure sugar. It's also a lot less impressive, as this footage was sped up 4 times. This is the actual speed. While I was cleaning up, I noticed that pouring a baking soda solution on the tray creates this interesting yet extremely disgusting effect. I think that the porous carbon is trapping the carbon dioxide in these large bubbles, and it makes it look rather strange. Alright, I want to try this again, but this time I'll cut up the candy into smaller pieces. Now I'm adding the water, and we get a really cool layering effect. Because I didn't stir it well enough, it separated into 3 layers, each with a different color. Now the reaction's starting up, but instead of climbing out the top, the carbon's just spilling all over the place. And finally, this is just a close-up and time-lapse of the rest of the reaction.